Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Silver Lining. In today's episode, we are going to dive into some traumatic events I've experienced and how I really poorly navigated these events. And luckily, I poorly navigated them so you guys don't have to. I really, truly, truly believe in my heart and my soul that if you clicked on this video, there is a message in here for you that is going to help you heal. And I know that if you clicked on this video, you are in a space where you're looking for guidance and you are ready to change and change for the better. And the best part about navigating through the darkness is that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I promise you, I am living proof that if you let go of what doesn't serve you anymore, you will allow what is meant for you into your life. So, let's get into toxic relationships. I have had my fair share of toxic relationships and traumatic events my whole life. I'm a pro at this stuff. Like, honestly, I am a pro at messing up. In the past, I have messed up a lot, and I repeated and repeated and repeated these negative cycles that just didn't serve me anymore. And I repeated them to a point where I was broken in every single way, emotionally, physically, financially. I was broken. And I know how comforting, this may sound weird, but I know how comforting toxic relationships can be, especially if you grew up in a household where that was the only type of relationship around you was toxic. You only know what you know, and you can't be really hard on yourself for accepting less than you deserve until you realize that you deserve more. And it takes messing up to find yourself and figure out what you want in this life and what you deserve, right? So be easy on yourself. I'm so proud of you for even attempting to be a better version of yourself and taking the time and the accountability to look in the mirror and realize there's something that you need to change about yourself. Right? That's the start of this healing journey, is taking accountability. So let's get into these toxic relationships. I want to start by saying entertaining and putting your energy into toxic relationships will leave you physically, mentally, and emotionally drained. It will leave you empty. You know, I look back at myself when I was in toxic relationships. Like, I look even at pictures of myself, and I see such a sick, empty person. Like, I was so skinny. My hair was falling out. I had no life in my soul, let alone my physical body. My physical health diminished. I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, rheumatoid arthritis, and I'm telling you guys, like, if you allow toxic relationships to run your life, it will take a toll on you physically. Like, it really will push you to a point where there's nothing left. Like, you need to heal, right? And that's what happened to me. So, like, in the last episode, I talked about an abandonment wound I had struggled with since I was very young. My father had left, my brother, mom, and I at a very young age, and I was always searching for love, right? And I was raised in a household that was very emotionally abusive, and that was my definition of love and acceptance, was emotional abuse. And it carried on into my adult relationships. It really did. I remember my first ever relationship. I was about 15 or 16 years old, And I was dating a guy, and we both came from very broken homes, like two different, completely different homes, but nonetheless broken and empty. We were just broken, empty people, and we had a very codependent relationship. And it was, my first love, or what I thought was love. And I look back at this relationship and how I completely lost myself in a relationship because I thought that that was going to make me feel whole. I thought that that was going to fix the void inside of me. But I realized as I've grown and healed, like, you attract what you are on the inside. If you're hurting and broken on the inside, you are going to attract that in friends, partners, relationships, over and over in different people until you look in the mirror and you're like, wait, what am I doing wrong? I'm doing something wrong. I'm allowing myself to get walked all over or disrespected or invalidated and overextending myself to try to feel loved. At the end of the day, these toxic relationships are going to repeat until you have a definition of self-love for yourself. I looked over a lot of the red flags in that first relationship. And a specific memory that comes to my mind is, me and this guy were dating for a couple years at this point, and we're in a friend's basement, and he had wanted to hook up, and I didn't want to hook up with him. And then he aggressively grabbed me, and I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I yelled at him. I got so defensive, and I ended up forgiving him for that, right? I let it go. I let it slide. I avoided and missed that red flag. And boy, do I wish I paid attention to the red flags. I want to let you guys know that if something happens to you where you don't feel comfortable or safe, whether it be with a partner, a friend, a family member, take that as the warning sign that that is somebody you should not be around. And also take that as a sign to never allow somebody to do that and let it go. It's a red flag and it makes you feel uneasy for a reason. Fast forward a few years later, this guy and I had broken up. We were at a lake house, and it was a couple hours away from home. We were all drinking. I couldn't drive home, so I had to spend the night there, right? I was dating somebody different at this time too, and there were a couple beds, and my ex and I were good friends still at this point, so we ended up sleeping in the same bed together. I fell asleep, and I woke up to this man. We gotta say trigger warning really quick. Trigger warning for sexual assault. And so I wake up to this guy having sex with me, and I couldn't believe that somebody I thought I loved and thought that that person loved and respected me was having sex with me while I was not there. I was really drunk from the night before, and I was sleeping. I gave no consent to this man. And for him to take advantage of me like that, I was just honestly so shocked. I was traumatized in that moment. I started yelling at him. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you okay? Did I ever give you permission to do this to me? What the heck? And I just remember wanting to be home so badly, but I couldn't even drive home at that point. I was still drunk from the night before. So I had to go back to sleep next to a literal monster. And at that time in my life, I was really scared of my mom. And she did not want me around this person. Now I understand, for good reason. So I couldn't even tell her or anybody that I was really close to that this situation happened to me. I should have gone to the police. I should have stood up for myself. I should have not been scared of what other people were going to think of me about this. But I just remember I drove home and I stopped at his mom's house and I told his mom, and she's like, I'm so sorry. There's something really wrong with that boy. And I was like, yeah. And I remember even a couple years later, I had seen this guy, and he, to this day, if you asked him if he did that to me, he would say he didn't. He told me he was crying during it and that he didn't mean to, and he didn't sexually assault me. Like, no, buddy, yes, you did. Yes, you did. I gave you no consent. You're disgusting. Disgusting. And it's crazy because I forgave him for this. Like, I still wanted to be with this man after he had done that to me. That's crazy. The lack of respect and self-love I had for myself is insane. It's insane. And I just want to let you guys know. Hi, Juice. Hi. Hi, baby. This is my baby boy, Juice. Can you sit and lay down, honey? Lay down. Lay down. Hi, honey. Okay. Lay down. Just lay down. Intermission. Sorry, people. But, yeah. So I look back at that version of myself and I'm just like, she needed a hug. She needed support. And I know I'm not the only girl that has been in toxic, abusive relationships and have made excuses to stay in them. Like, I know I'm not the only one, and I know I'm sharing this for a reason. I know plenty of friends that have been in toxic relationships and stayed, and you will lose yourself, your identity, your essence, if you continue to overextend to people that will treat you that badly. I want to let you know that it gets better once you walk away from those toxic relationships. And I understand the codependence on your first love. I really do. I really do. You think that it doesn't get better, that you're never going to find somebody that you love as much or that loves you. Sorry, I have to laugh because that shit is crazy. Like, I thought that I was in love. Like, I thought that person loved me. And now that I'm, like, healed and talking about this later on in life, I look back and clearly that wasn't love. But I know the rose-colored glasses that you wear when you think you're in love with somebody. And I want to let you guys know that somebody that really loves and respects you, you will never have to question if they do or they don't. You don't have to overextend yourself to be loved. And another tip of advice, a little message I want to give you guys is that you can only be loved to an extent that you love yourself. Like, if you're looking for somebody to fill a void, you're going to attract a person that is voided as well. If you don't fully love yourself, nobody can fully love you. You're going to end up projecting your fears and insecurities and past wounds on a person, and it's going to push them away. If you want to be in a relationship that lasts, you have to be in a relationship that lasts with yourself, truly. And love and respect yourself and honor yourself and value yourself. And also, I just want to let you know that it's okay. It's okay to be exactly where you are right now. And I understand the darkness that consumes you when you're in these toxic relationships. I truly do. If you asked me 4 years ago if I could live without that person who did those things to me, I would tell you no. I still wanted to be with that person. That's crazy to me. now that I look back, I'm like, that is insane. Like, what? But I have love and respect for that version of myself, because if I didn't go through those dark, disgusting times, I wouldn't appreciate where I'm at right now. And my heart goes out to you if you're in a toxic relationship right now. It truly does. But I just want to let you know to choose yourself. Put yourself first. Life will get better when you let that person go. You have to remember you're the prize. You are the prize, not that disgusting, dusty, crusty lizard. Like, they are not the prize. You're the prize. Remember that you are the prize and you deserve to be treated like the prize. I look back at like situationships I was in and like relationships, and I'm just like, did I even like that person? Did I even like them? Honestly, no. I didn't. I actually like hated them. But something in me, you know what it is my energy was making that person light up. And I didn't even realize that was happening. I attracted narcissists because I was raised by a narcissist, right? And I would see this person and put them on a pedestal and like see them as this glowing, magical person, when in reality, I would look back and them on their own, like, no offense, but just like a loser. Like, losers. I look back and I'm just like, ugh. The only times that I actually liked them was when I was with them, what I was bringing to the situation. And I was just lonely, and I was looking for somebody to like fill a void that I had. And I just don't want you guys to waste as much time and energy on these disgusting people like I did. It really broke me, and I could like talk about it in a funny way now, but I'm telling you, I was so sad and depressed, and it made me turn to really unhealthy habits to cope with how I was feeling inside. I couldn't even vent to these people. Like, they would just gaslight me and accuse me of doing all the things they were doing to me. Like, for real, narcissists. Like, some negative, disgusting, demonic energy was attached to these people. And another thing is, when you have sex with somebody, you take on their energy. You take on their sadness. You take on their depression. You take on their anxiety. And another thing is, like, these guys, every single guy I have been in a relationship with or situationship, whatever, was cheating on me and lying to me and hiding something and putting their shame onto me. And let me tell you, like, I felt it. I'm very intuitive and empathic, and I took on their demons. And I'm telling you guys, this shit is real. Like, it is real. It is real. And it took a lot of effort and time and healing to remove those things from my energetic field. And it's something I'm still dealing with to this day, of recovering from. Be careful with who you surround yourself with. If you feel drained after being with somebody, whether it be sexually or just hang out with a friend, if you feel exhausted, that is somebody you should not be around. You should, after you sleep with somebody or hang out with somebody, you should feel, your body should feel comfortable and safe. I just remember, like, when I would be around these guys, I felt so anxious. I just felt so uncomfortable. I felt like I couldn't be myself. And I was just like, ugh, like, I thought I had bad anxiety. I thought that I was awkward. Like, no, that was my body signaling to me that I should not be around those people. And I just wasn't listening to myself. I was listening to my head and not my heart and my body and my soul. I was listening to what other people expected me to listen to. And that's really a key point of this episode. If you don't feel comfortable, if your body does not feel safe and comfortable around somebody, it is your intuition telling you to get as far away from that person as possible. I don't care if you think you love that person. That is not the person you should be with. Someone who you should be, in a relationship with, like I said, is going to make you feel comfortable. It's not going to make you question anything. That's another thing. Like, I would always be questioning and like on a negative loop in my head. Like, does this person really like me? Do I really like them? Are they cheating on me? Is XYZ? That is the warning sign. That's the red flag. That's the red flag. Like, what? Somebody who is meant for you isn't going to make you question yourself or put yourself and your feelings, your desires, your wants and needs last. And I realized that's what I was doing in those relationships. And I came to a point where I will never, ever, ever act like that again. And I'm 29. Like, it took 29 years to figure this out. Are you kidding? Like, I hope you see this and listen to me and learn from my mistakes. That's the whole reason I started this podcast, because in those dark times of my life, like, I didn't have somebody to vent to. Like I told you earlier about that really traumatic event that happened when I was sexually abused. Like, I had nobody to talk to about it. And I took on the shame of that event, and I harbored that in my soul. And I want to be the person that people can talk to and lean on and be vulnerable with. And I want to be the person that I wish I had when I was younger. That's really why I started this podcast, to be a person that can help others when they feel like they don't have anybody to turn to. I just want to let you know that you can depend on yourself. And at the end of the day, that's really all you have to depend on, is yourself and a higher power. I had to lean on God and my angels to get through what I was going through and let go of what wasn't serving me anymore. Truly, I am so grateful to God and myself. At the end of the day, I look back and I am the one who got out of these situations, just like I am the one that put myself in those situations. If you could put yourself in those situations and get through them, I promise you could take yourself out of them and heal. It's much easier to heal than to try to survive and be in fight or flight in toxic relationships. Truly, it'll leave you so empty. I don't want you to feel like I did before. I didn't think I would be here. Honestly, I did not. If you told me at any point of time in those relationships that I would make it to 29 years old, I would laugh in your face. I didn't think I would make it to 17, let alone 29. And I know I'm not the only person that has felt like that. And that's why I'm here today telling you guys about these really uncomfortable events, because I know somebody needs to hear these messages. And hi, baby. Can you lay down? Lay down. Just lay down. Good boy. I just want to say, I hope you guys got something out of this episode. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. And I hope me being vulnerable with you guys today served as some sort of support for you, because you deserve to feel supported. You deserve to feel seen and heard. And if nobody is there for you to validate that for you, do it for yourself. That's what's going to last. The only validation you need is from yourself. Don't worry about other people judging you. If it sits right with you and your soul, it's meant for you. If it doesn't, it's not. I think that is it for today. I just want to say I love you so much. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being you. I love you so much. I'm so grateful to be on this healing journey and be learning along the way with you guys. I want to say, I'm not perfect whatsoever, but I'm trying. And if I could do this, so can you guys. I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Hope you have the best night ever. I'm proud of you. If nobody's told you they love you today, I love you. Thank you for being here with me. I will talk to you on the next episode. Bye.